Hello and welcome to Keith channel. Today I would like to talk about the slowing Chinese economy and its impact on the Hong Kong protests and vice versa. China capex is growing at the slowest rate for the decade. Chinese growth has slowed to the lowest since 30 years ago. All this is warning signs that growth for the next few years would be very sluggish. The CCP, China Communist Party, draws its legitimacy from its stellar economic management. Without it, it would be very difficult to control social unrest that follows an economic hardship that comes from a slowdown in growth. There is a real risk of widespread unrest that could turn into Hong Kong-like protests demanding more accountability and democracy. A case in point would be the Guangdong Wenlo riots, where citizens protesting about a crematorium turned into riots as authorities cracked down. Protests against government projects are quite common in rural China. The people is not without their own will. They will rise against the government when times are tough. China riot police have taken back control of Wenlo, Guangdong. But you see, in the end, there are far more people than there are riot police. So far, it has been isolated incidents throughout. But if it spreads further and everyone starts protesting, China would be in deep shit. One point I like to make is that China's current system is similar to the old dynasties. One emperor and a retinue of high officials deciding all matters of state. Powers are delegated to officials in province who are like lords in the feudal system. Currently, Xi Jinping is the emperor, with his 6 Politburo retainer, plus Wang Qishan of course, I hope I got that right, and all their provincial Communist Party secretary. Throughout history, dynasties have fallen due to people's hardship, like natural disaster and economic crisis. Current China economic slowdown bodes ill for the economic management of the CCP. The professionals who studied overseas are patriotic and love China, but that might not extend to the CCP. These are the ones who knows best how the economy is doing due to job seeking and their modern knowledge gleaned from overseas. Chinese government once said they needed 7% growth to provide enough jobs for their new yearly graduates. Now the CCP is failing to hit the target set by themselves. Employment have hit 5.2% nationwide, though the situation is slightly better in the urban areas at 3.8%. If unemployment continues to rise, the young urban professionals will join the rural people in protesting if the economy goes bad. China will need Hong Kong's prosperity more than ever as its own economic situation worsens. Another worrying data about the economy is China's Purchasing Manager Index, PMI, which fell for 6 straight months. It is below 50 points, which means industrial output is decreasing. It has only begun to rebound in November. This rebound is suspiciously close to the deadline to the trade talks phase 1. It could be due to the optimism of the trade deal being signed, which means if the trade deal don't go through, PMI would fall again. The deadline is December 15. That would be the crunch time, as Donald Trump has said if there is no signing before then he wouldn't mind waiting until after the 2020 election to resume trade deal talks. This would put tremendous pressure on the CCP. If they do a deal that Trump wants, which would probably be a face-losing deal, they would be under criticism of selling out their country, or that they are inadequate with dealing with the USA. The people's reaction would be severe. If they don't do a deal, the economic situation will continue to worsen and the risk of protest will increase. They are damned if they do, damned if they don't. Either way, it would tarnish their image as manager of China's prosperity and well-being. As I said, The CCP is now under tremendous pressure due to the trade war launched by President Trump. All China needs now is a spark that could be provided by Hong Kongers so long as they persist in their demands for democracy. Mark my words, it won't be long before the Hong Kong government accedes to most of the protesters' demand, because China cannot afford to allow the Hong Kong fire to spread to the rest of China, which is already like a powder keg. The fall of the CCP will be swift if protests sweep the nation because of economic turmoil. CCP's only remedy for it is to delay it as much as possible. All ruling power comes to an end eventually. The historic fall of Barisan Nasional in Malaysia, who is the longest ruling party in the democratic nation, proves that. The CCP is the longest ruling party in the world. While impressive, history has shown nothing lasts forever. The fall of CCP is not a question of if, rather, it is when. Anyway, that's it for this series. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe if you like what you see.